Hello, well next week we're heading off to the United States in what should be a very, very interesting visit. At the end of that week, I'll be at the Oval Office and meeting President Obama. It'll be a great opportunity actually for two countries who have shared so much in their history, including being allies and fighting obviously together in both World War I and World War II. A great opportunity to talk about the future going forward for our countries, areas where we share commitments, for instance, like Afghanistan. Also talking about how we can grow our economies and trade more together. America is a critical part of what's called the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's 8 countries looking to form a free trade agreement that comes out of the APEC region, and we in New Zealand would have a lot to gain from that free trade agreement as we have greater access to the 300 or 400 million people that call America home. So it's going to be an interesting visit. I'm sure it'll be one that'll be very informative. There are real challenges in the United States, as you're probably aware at the moment. There are very large debt levels, rising government deficit, and of course a very sticky unemployment rate at 9.2%. We're also going to take the opportunity to see a lot of members, senior members of the administration, go and talk to the head of the Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke. We'll be talking to other senior leaders. And spending some time actually in corporate America. We'll get a bit of a sense of the challenges and the opportunities for those companies operating in the United States. So looking forward to that visit, and hopefully it'll be as successful as the recent trip we had to India. It'll fairly much wrap up what is likely to be my travel commitments for 2011. Coming back, we'll have the Pacific Islands Forum, which New Zealand is hosting at the early part of September, followed of course by the Rugby World Cup, and then the election on November the 26th. The only other thing that's probably worth a mention this week has been the issue of boat people. We've seen a boat that has been commandeered and taken to port in Indonesia. That's a boat that may have been heading for New Zealand or otherwise possibly Canada or Australia, but it reflects the issue that we've been talking about for quite some time, and that is that the people smugglers are increasingly getting larger craft capable of taking a lot of people. This was a steel-hulled boat able to transport about 500 people, so clearly capable of coming to New Zealand or Canada. Canada recently had a boat that turned up that was of similar sort of construction and design. From New Zealand's point of view, we actually take our obligations to genuine refugees very seriously every year. We take approximately 700 refugees through the UNHCR program. We also offer those people family reunification. We do everything we can to settle them into New Zealand and to make sure that they're welcome and that they can build a brighter future here in New Zealand. The issue, of course, with asylum seekers is that these are people where the people that transport them, that arrange those boats and the likes, are really criminals. They are people that are trafficking human beings. They're putting their lives at risk. They're doing so to make money. These people may not necessarily be refugees. They may or may not. That's to be determined. But as we saw in Australia late last year on Christmas Island, where a boat sank coming into Christmas Island, there are very real risks, and they are trafficking human misery, and we think that that's quite wrong. We also think it sends completely the wrong message. New Zealand has a process. We treat people fairly, and we ask them to come through the front door who are legitimate refugees that New Zealand can accommodate. So it's an interesting issue, one that I think we'll hear more of over the years as these people smugglers get access to bigger and bigger boats and therefore have a greater reach. Anyway, I look forward to reporting back after the trip to the United States and to getting into what will be a very quick countdown to the start of Rugby World Cup 2011.